Yeah, tough weekend for us. I think we came out on Friday night, started well in the first two sets, and then came out pretty flat, I guess is the nicest way to put it, in the third set, and then in the fourth set really didn't compete either. So tough, and then didn't do much different on Saturday. Some positive things. We did starting to work Lauren Kamak back into our lineup, which I think is going to be huge for us in the long run. Anytime we work a player back in, there's always a shifting of positions and things like that. And so anticipated some of that. She's not 100% yet. So that's, I think, a little bit of what happened on Friday was, she started to struggle in that third set, just not at full strength yet. But want to work her back in. We'll have her doing more this week, and then hopefully she'll be good to go for this weekend. But Jenny Fossbender played great. I think she's getting more and more experience and being more comfortable in her role, just as a sophomore, but still being that go-to player. And then just some of our freshman middles did well Friday night, and then struggled. One of them, Emily Myron, struggled on Saturday. So have to just keep working through those things, getting better. South Dakota and Denver, two really good teams. South Dakota's got an outside who can take over matches, and then that's what she did. And then Denver is just a pretty solid team all around, and they just don't make a lot of errors. So against both of those teams, we're gonna have to play better volleyball the next time around, especially on the road. So this weekend, going to Western and going to Omaha will be really important road matches for us. I think it'll be a good test to go down to Omaha, and then we have a day off, and then we play on Sunday, which will be a little different. But Western's playing some good volleyball. They took IPFW to 5 sets this weekend, so they're playing competitive, but it'll be a good weekend for us. So, questions?
Coach, your team came out with such fire and passion in the first 2 sets against South Dakota, then came out real flat sets 3 and 4. What do you think the big difference was between sets 2 and 3?
One I think was Lauren Kamak and her ability. She's one everyone looks to, even when she was out as our leader of our team, and everyone was pretty excited for her to be back and into that starting lineup, and was really excited for that. And then just her strength. So once she started to not have that confidence that she has, I think everyone looked to that and relied on that, and then it was kind of one of those like, oh no. And so we'll work through that. I mean, that's, like I said, they didn't have to rely on her early in the season, and so when she was back, it kind of put them all in a good point, I think. And then when she struggles, I think she's a leader of our team, so that's going to be important for us to establish this week again.
You were able to work in, I think it was Hannah Jessen defensively and a couple other players defensively. I mean, was that key minutes for them? And I mean, they seem to perform pretty well too.
Yeah, no, I think that's one thing we're going to really have to look at. Hannah Jessen is she came in, she did a nice job. That's another thing. Danielle Dombeck for us has been one of our leaders as well, but she had a back surgery this spring, and so there's times when that starts to go, and so we're going to have to rely on some other players like that. And I thought Hannah did a really nice job, and that's something defensively we're going to have to play better in our league compared to what we have this last 2 matches. So.
We've seen both Dombeck and Milligan play the libero. Is it going to continue to be a switch, or is Milligan going to take over as that?
Right now we're going with Emily Milligan. I think Danielle Dombeck with her back as being something that's in question sometimes, and it's hit or miss. I mean, with her, some days she feels great and some days she doesn't. So we're looking to have consistency in that position. I think with Milligan, I think that'll progress, and I think we can have some confidence there, because Danielle Dombeck does a great job, but when she's not healthy and ready to go, it's hard to rely on that in that position. So.
Is there still a learning curve at certain positions for certain players?
Definitely. I think there's still some big learning curves, especially with, we look at what Monica, we talked last week. Last week was a big week for us, a lot of matches and some tough matches. And, they also have a lot of tests. I think some of our freshmen had 4 tests throughout the week. So actually 3 of them did. And so, balancing that and, sometimes taking that into account, we have to manage that a little bit better for them and get them to feel comfortable with both the academics and the travel and the competition. So I think that's a big thing, and there is some big learning curves there. So from one week to the next, it's always a new challenge. But I think they're doing a good job with it, and there's a lot of conference season left. So.
We saw Katie and Jackie on the floor in a couple later sets against Denver. Is that going to be something that continues? Going to keep rotating those 2 in?
Yeah, I think right now with our other left pin attack, besides Jenny Fossbender, that's something that we haven't had a lot of production out of. Hadley's been doing a good job now and then, but we want to look for someone consistent who can produce and not hit negative. I think that's an important part for us there, not cost us points. And so I think Katie came in and she did that. Her blocking needs to improve for us defensively to keep that more consistent, but the more experience she gets there, I think the depth that we have this year is something that I think is good in the experience that they have. Jackie came in and did a nice job, but it's getting her more comfortable to come off the bench and have an impact right away. So.